welcome. You're with Rob Allen here in the Moose, and well, the good news is the Moose is back in Scotland. I'm actually in the car park of Melrose Abbey, which is a particularly fine moose roost. Anyway, I was here towards the end of my last Stravage around Scotland. I had a Borders Stravage, and had a good look around the Abbey and everything. So welcome, it's nice to be home. This show, by way of celebration, but also because of a very nice show that we attended yesterday on the invite of Paul Templeman, who is old friend of the medicine show, of course, and stalwart promoter, small clubs and listening rooms exclusively for Paul. Also these days has his own band, and I'm going to play some from Durango Blue a bit later on as well. Very much involved in one of the best little venues anywhere, but particularly in the Borders. On the English side, it's in Berwick. It's called the Radio Rooms. So I'm delighted to be able to have a show you around the Radio Rooms in the company of one Paul Templeman. Yesterday's gig was a bit special, actually. It was a good friend, another good friend of the medicine show, this time from down under, expat Scot, Lachlan Bryan. We're claiming him. I don't think he was actually born here, but his parents were. West Coaster, or they were West Coaster. Lachlan is an award-winning alt-country artist. His band, The Wilds, are a big festival band over there, and he just happened to be here in the company of somebody that has a very personal connection with the UK, an Australian soap star whose name is Alan Fletcher. He's the doctor. Yeah, he's the doctor in Neighbours, and big country fan as well. So that was last night. I've got a track to play a bit later on. I've got a track of the Wilds to play. They were supporting, and they were backing Alan as well. But let's go over to the Radio Rooms and join our guest and host at that venue last night. This is Paul Templeman. All right, we're at the marvellous Radio Rooms, and one of the great things about touring around is that you get to see a place develop as you come in and out of the venue. I think, Paul, we were one of the first people to come and do a show for you here, weren't we? Although
yes,
about 3 or 4 years ago.
Let's see.
Paul
The
Templeman.
venue opened in 2019.
Yeah.
And it was
So
kind
it
of.
was
We were doing stuff in the summer.
Yeah.
At Libby Coke.
It was Libby, and they were coming to do Belladrum, so
Yeah.
they had a review show, which is
Yeah.
going to happen again this year. Hopefully, we can come back.
Yeah. Well, if that's possible,
Yeah.
we'll certainly be up for it.
So we're talking about that just now. Talking to Paul. Paul, you're sound man in residence, but you also do the booking and.
Booking and promo, yeah.
Yeah. Last night you were doing the sound. You were the compere, and you were cooking pizza.
Yes. We were a little bit short-staffed last night.
And the host as well, just short-staffed. You do it all. Well, you do between the pair of you, really, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's a family-run event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, there's some issues.
I know. And all our thoughts and prayers are going in that direction just now. But it seems like you've got a handle on everything right now, anyway.
Hopefully, yeah.
So anything that we can all do on that basis. Turning up to gigs goes a long way, doesn't it? When's the next one?
Again, just because of that, we're taking it easy. We have Aziz Abraham from Stone Roses coming up shortly.
That's a great show. I caught that in Liverpool.
Yeah, he's such a great musician and just such a.
He was at the Liverpool Guitar Festival.
Yeah, he's such a down to earth guy.
When is that?
It's in May.
Oh, there's another one in May.
Potentially, yes.
No, I think we can confirm that.
Oh,
on
right,
air,
yeah.
live on air. So we're talking to Tom Mason as well, who's going to do a pirate show, which is a good place to do a pirate show. We're close to the sea. Mm-hmm. Anybody got a boat as well? That would be even better. So that's going to be announced a bit later on today. So yes, we will be back.
We got a few things tied up with Edinburgh Fringe as well. Dean Friedman's coming in August, and John Otway.
Hey.
And we do regular stuff with local bands as well.
Yeah, and you keep a finger on the pulse, don't you? Really,
try to.
I mean, how long have you been doing this? And you've always had one or two little venues that will help out to get you people to your venues.
Probably
and stuff
getting
like
on for 40 years.
40 years. You're my hero. You've been doing it longer. You're probably the only person alive that's been doing it longer than I have.
Yeah, I kind of started in around 1980.
Yeah.
Came out of a folk club in South Shields that had ideas above its station.
And the Rotary, that's where we met. Martin Stevenson came in and did a show there.
No, not the Rotary. This is way before that. This is about 1980. So this folk club had ideas above its station and ended up buying a derelict Victorian custom house in South Shields that was a grade 2 listed building, so they couldn't tear it down without Home Office permission, but we got to buy it for £1. And then we spent years
paying it back.
Raising funds.
That's folk music for you.
Exactly. And then the council, South Tyneside Council, realised that with all the regeneration money that was coming in at the time, it all come down the north of the time, it was coming over to the south of the time, they realised that this bunch of amateurs had what was the jewel, would be the jewel in the crown, so they took it off us. They did a compulsory purchase order. But that is now the Customs House in South Shields, which is quite a prestigious venue.
Well, it's going in the right direction.
So that's where it all started.
So, man of many talents, of course, Renaissance man in many ways, musician yourself. No surprise to find you surrounded by instruments and PA equipment and everything in this venue. I'm going to have a look at the shop upstairs as well. So you've in that time you've always been playing slide guitar anyway, but also pretty much involved in retail instruments too.
Yeah, that kind of happened. I guess when eBay first started.
Yeah.
and I was teaching guitar and had to deal with windows in Newcastle, one of the shops in Newcastle.
Yeah.
And I used to get a really good discount off them, so for stuff, and then so that kind of expanded a bit. And then when eBay happened in the late 90s, I started trading on that.
Yeah.
And then that turned into a full-time business.
So, yeah. Took you to Butte as well, didn't it?
That was a work thing.
Yeah.
That was my wife's work.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, I just opened a guitar shop on Butte.
You did a guitar shop, and then had one or two of the best venues I've ever played in as well over there.
Yeah.
And a nice, and you're going back. Well, let's lead it into Durango Blue, and your duo, which is based locally here, eh?
We're in Kelso, which is not too far from here.
Yeah, and starting to pick up quite a bit of work after COVID now, eh?
This selective. Year we are being more selective, but that's not necessarily by choice. It's just that I found that post-COVID, if you're doing original material or largely original material, then it's getting harder and harder to find gigs.
It is.
Covers bands are doing fine, tribute bands are doing fine.
Yeah.
But I think there seems to be more venues. Everybody's trying to get a slice of a ever decreasing pie. But they're all safe.
The listening rooms have gone to cover.
Yeah.
And so have the house concerts as well, to an extent.
Yeah.
Although they're starting to come back now a little bit.
I mean, it's tragic.
Yeah.
It's absolutely tragic. But, it may change.
It'll have to change.
It may not.
Yeah.
We'll just have to see.
It'll have to change. People will just have to get behind songwriters again and start organising. And you and I are preaching to each other.
Oh, yeah,
converted,
absolutely.
Of course.
We're doing quite a bit of self-promoting stuff.
Yeah.
Just finding a venue
and you're coming to Belladrum this year as well. So
we're coming to Belladrum, yeah, and we're same weekend we're doing the Butte Fest.
Yeah.
We're doing Eden. We're doing Lindisfarne.
Yeah.
And we're doing Wild on the Wall in Cumbria. So
very cool.
It's good. So.
Excellent. Well, thanks for the show last night. It was a good show last night.
It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Lachlan and the Australians, they're heading off today. They're in Edinburgh.
And Bannerman's tonight.
Bannerman's in Edinburgh. Are you involved in that?
No.
Yourself?
No. Good venue though.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. And then Cherry and the crop, they're in Oranmore and Glasgow as well on Thursday. Is that right?
Yeah.
That's you can catch them in Scotland, and it's a show really worth catching as well. Nice. Thank you very much for last night, and thanks for the pizza. It's marvellous. Probably the best pizza I've ever had.
That's what lots of people say.
It's the truth. Trust me, I'm a publicist. No, it is. It's the truth. Drop in. It's just off the A1 anyway. The pizzas are fabulous. Make sure you Google to see what's going on at the Radio Rooms. Live music and event space. Buy a guitar as well. Why not? It's all here.
Yeah, there's a guitar shop.
There's vinyl round there and everything as well.
Guitar shop upstairs.
Yeah. Fabulous pizza. Thanks, Paul.
You're welcome.
So that is Paul Templeman, and Paul is active in the borders of Scotland and England. This is Durango Blue. Just a little
still I still feel behind you, love you. I won't see you. I still find you.
Very, very fine picking and playing, wonderful singing and great songs as well. Durango Blue, check them out. They are out and about playing some festivals this year. Nice to have Paul Templeman in on the show and to spend a couple of days with them. Good crack all round, really. We were at the You're in the Moose with me, Rob Ellen, and yesterday we hightailed it to the borders, really, because Lachlan Bryan was, and his band The Wilds, award-winning Australian band The Wilds, were playing for Paul and the good people of Berwick last night at the Radio Rooms. Now, not only were they playing, but they were also backing up Alan Fletcher of Neighbours fame, who's a big country music fan. Americana, let's say, more than country. We had a right good talk about the history of country music, which is usually what happens when Paul is around anyway. But turns out that Alan's a huge John Prine fan. I think he mentions that when we play the track a bit later on, and he and Lachlan have done a John Prine tribute show in Melbourne, recently, which is a lovely thing to do, and that's them on tour. They're playing in Edinburgh tonight, so you will have missed that. But if you're in the Glasgow area tomorrow, the wonderful Oran Moor will be the venue for that particular tour. Let's play a bit of Lachlan with the wonderful Wilds last night, then we'll get into some Alan straight after that. I want to try and upload a bit of the music shop and the interview that we did at the music shop as well, which is it's actually in the same building, so you get a better idea of what it's a fabulous venue. This is the Radio Rooms, Lachlan Bryan and the Wilds.
We're going to be with you all night, so you're going to have a constant reminder of us that we're playing for folks as well.
3,000 people came to see the Neighbours Celebration Tour, and we met face to face with about 3,000.
Me, Rob Ellen,
and people say, "Oh man, that must be so exhausting. How can you do it?" Well, the reality of it is, it's just a pleasure. We call it
precise. We've got Alan up, and you just heard Lachlan Bryan. Can see the Wilds are on stage with Alan. Alan, better known for his acting skills, although he does tour. He and his wife tour pretty well constantly when they're not doing the work there in Melbourne on Neighbours. So, so many acts have come out of that soap over the years. It's Melbourne. It's a music town. Let's face it. Let's go back over to the Radio Rooms in Berwick for Alan Fletcher with the Wilders, Lachlan Bryan.
Well, the reality of it is, it's just a pleasure. We call it the Thank You Tour, and I'm calling this the Thank You Tour as well. There is nothing better than being able to look people in the face and just say, "Hey, thank you for loving this show, because your love of this show got it back on air. No question." And the great thing about doing this job is I get to go all over the UK, up and down the length and breadth of it. I can tell you there isn't a square inch I don't love, but there is one favourite place for me, and that's the city of Liverpool. And I love Liverpool, I love its people, I love its football, I love everything about it. And there's a church in Liverpool called St Luke's Church, and it sits at the top of Bold Street, bombed out in the Second World War. And they've never rebuilt it, it just stands as like a silent testament to the horrors of war. But people still congregate there. People love to go there to meet. They say, "Meet me on the steps of the bombed out church." That's the name of this song.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Tell your mommy you're sorry and take back those things you said. 'Cause you know that she just worries, and you know that you've not been the best son. She would have wanted riches for you married to a local girl, but you never been that way before. You learned to walk, you learned to run away. So meet me on the steps of the bombed out church. I will never let you go. If only I had the chance to hold you. I met you in the boat, that was so long ago. Now I'm here and I'm alone, and all I want to be is right back home. Right back home. It's hard to walk downhill, but all the streets are laced with ice. Now we're crashing through the snow with your face.
See if we can. It's buffering. We're listening to Alan Fletcher. He is with Lachlan Bryan and the Wilds, all the way from Melbourne, Australia, famous for his role as the Doctor in Neighbours. And they were joking last night that they should be the I can't remember the name of the bar that they all meet in, but they should be the house band for that bar, which would be a good thing for Lachlan. Lachlan, on this tour, they've been playing 300-400 capacity gigs and selling loads of merchandise, so it's all pretty good. Listen, I'm hoping that has buffered itself down. Thanks for being with us here on The Medicine Show. You are with Rob Ellen on another Health and Happiness Hour. We're at the moment in Melrose. Let's see if we can get Alan and Lachlan, back to you.
It's hard to walk downhill, but all the streets in Leeds with ice. I went crashing through the snow with your face hooked to leave, making my heart. Oh, I told you, Mommy, you're sorry, and took back those things you said. 'Cause you know that she just worries, and you know that you've not been the best son. Meet me on the steps of the Bombdown Church. I will never let you go, if only I had the chance to hold you. I kissed you in the boat, that was so long ago. Now I'm here and I'm alone, and all I want to be is right back home. Meet me on the steps of the Bombdown Church. I will never let you go, if only I had the chance to hold you. I kissed you in the boat, that was so long ago. Now I'm here and I'm alone, and all I want to be is right back home. Thank you so much.
Neighbours television star, soap opera star, the latest from the manufacturing line that is music acts from that particular show. He is here on tour with Lachlan Bryan and the Wilders, and you can catch them tomorrow in Oranmore in Glasgow. Really jovial fella, good show. He gets his lass out to sing a couple of duets, and they do a John Prine song and all sorts of stuff. So, and they were there until everybody had gone last night, just saying hello and being really cool with all the audience, and a good audience were in as well. Okay, so we're talking about, it is a venue special, and we are talking about the wonderful Radio Rooms in Berwick, and it's really full of surprises, the venue. I'm trying to get into a bit of video I did with the manager of the place. So if I remove that source and then try and get another go at it. Weird. I might have to reboot the whole thing. I'm maybe to bring that video in. What I'll do is, I wonder if I can play something else. No, let's just reboot it. Stay with us, guys, if you can. I'll be back. This won't take a minute to reboot this page. I will come straight back and we'll look a bit more at the venue, particularly the Aladdin's Cave that is the music shop upstairs. And then what I'm going to do is go and get a pint of Belhaven in Scotland. Let's do that. Okay, sorry for that. We're back though. I'm going to add a video source and we're going back. Yes, it's there. We're going back over to the music shop, which is upstairs in the radio rooms in Berwick. I'm videoing it. I just ask you What's your favourite guitar in here? You went straight to this one.
Yeah.
And we're in
So,
the...
Breedlove. I'm
Yeah.
a Breedlove dealer, and I'd sold a lot of Breedlove, so they invited me out to America to build my own guitar.
Oh, nice.
So I went to the Breedlove factory. And,
Where-
that was in Oregon, and a place called Bend.
Yeah.
And then I went. We had a meal with Tom Bedell.
Yeah.
Bedell Guitars. He now owns Breedlove, and took us whitewater rafting, canoeing, and all sorts of. We were only there 4 days. It was amazing. But I spent a day choosing the woods for this guitar.
Ah.
It's got Bamborough Castle inlaid on the
Oh,
neck.
so you have. Look at that.
The guitar's even got a name. It's called the Secret Kingdom,
The Secret Kingdom.
which is Northumberland.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's an incredible guitar.
Beautiful tone. It's really big sound. So this is upstairs at the Radio Rooms in Berwick, which is Northumberland's premier. We can say that now, eh? I mean, I think the last time I was here, you were just open.
Yeah.
So you're fairly bedded in
Oh yeah.
over
Yeah.
the last few years.
It's been tough going through COVID and the whole escapade.
Yeah.
But we're still going, and this side of things is going well. It's just starting to get more and more customers.
Because you had a shop in the High Street shop,
which was
for a while,
fine, but it was up an alleyway, so nobody really knew we were there.
Yeah.
This is a bit more prominent, and
Bit more prominent, and it's the right clientele.
and it's the right space for what we want to do here. And I've got everything under one roof.
What was this building? It was a
It was a
Interesting
There
old
were
building.
originally it was a steelworks for the railway, and then it was an automobile company that actually made a shower bank.
an actual shower bank.
That was called the Berwick Bus Company.
Yeah.
But the very first bus they made, they took a load of people out to test drive it, and it crashed, and 3 people died, and the company went down.
Damn.
So that was the end of that.
Damn.
So that was an interesting bit of history. But yeah, that was the building itself's amazing.
Well, we've had a nice night. It was lovely to
It was lovely.
spend the evening with you in the music as well. Hopefully we'll be back for long. I know Libby and everybody are keen to come back. And they're coming for Belladrum this year, so I'll be in touch with them. Cool. Excellent. What a place. Just an Aladdin's cave of instrumentation, as well as a fantastic venue, live music hub, community hub in Berwick upon Tweed, in easy distance of all the borders. So if you haven't been to that venue, if you are from the borders, shame on you. Get along to the next one. We will be back there with Tom Mason. That is on the 5th of May. And can't wait for that. Tom the Blue Buccaneer. Medicine Show is all publicly funded. Thanks for likes and shares on this feed, and all the donations. Actually, I wouldn't have got to that venue if it wasn't for donations this week. I would have just been holed up waiting for some cash to come in, basically. So it does help us keep the wheels on the Medicine Show. Any donations that you can make are very, very much appreciated. There's all sorts of ways of doing it these days. QR codes are they? QI is a different thing altogether. QR codes, and you can buy us a cup of coffee with that code, and the donation there takes you straight through to the PayPal. We are actually actively trying to raise funds for a particular event, I'm bumbling a little bit while I find the actual graphic. Let's get rid of that QI graphic there. So it's the MMSS Appeal, which is live now, and I'll put it on the bottom of your screen in just a minute. It's live now. The idea is we want to build a mobile studio in a camper van, in a caravan, and pulled by the camper van. The idea being that we can take that and set it up, because we know our way around Europe now, and America to that extent. We know places that we can take this vehicle to. Say it's in Wales, we could set it up in Wales and just invite the great and the good in to do a live set in the back of the. It would be nice to be able to stream from an Airstream. That is the goal, and then it would be set up with state-of-the-art equipment, which we have been gathering on the road as well. So we've got the equipment to do it. I don't use it over much in the Moose because with 2 cameras and a mixing desk and all the other stuff that is needed to plug in, by the time I plug it all in and tidy it all away, it takes twice as long to set up a show than just doing it in the way that we do, and it's there isn't really enough room to do that. So that is the idea, is to have a mobile base for the Medicine Show, which could come to your place and feature your house concert, could feature your gig, it could be parked in a car park and broadcast your gig from the car park. It would just strengthen our arm altogether, and it would be set up. It wouldn't have to be broken down and taken apart every time I get on the road. So that's what's going on. Let's see if we can get the caption and the graphic for you. I've got that one there. That's a PayPal, and this is the GoFundMe fundraiser. Let me see if I can put that on the main screen. There is, whichever page you're viewing on an IMTV, and this evening we're broadcasting 20 pages, 20 different pages. Other people join us and broadcast our content as well. If you're one of those that you'd like to broadcast our content, I can send you at any time, I can send you a link to broadcast onto your pages. And if you want to join me here in the studio, I can send you a link to do that as well. So if you see IMTV on air, please do get in touch, drop me a line in Messenger particularly, or you can go to the chat frame here, drop me a line, and not just a request, you can come on and sing a song for us at any time we're broadcasting. Sing a song, plug your gig, any events, invite us. I've just got invited to a Village Hall Bring a Bottle gig up in near Garty up in the Aberdeenshire. The word's out that we're back, and so yeah, open to all sorts. So if you would like the Moose to come and broadcast from your event, help you with the publicity, that's what we do. We're there to support community events, and I'm just got distracted there. Just had a hello from Pakistan, which is lovely. Thanks for joining us, Kazar, and can't come to Pakistan, not yet, just haven't got that facility quite yet, but you never know. It would be certainly ticking off masses of bucket lists to come and do a music tour Stravig of Pakistan. Thanks for dropping in. So yes, we're with the Medicine Show Moose Mobile here, back in the borders of Scotland. That's how to get to the fundraiser We're all, I'm laughing because there's an emoji just dropped in, but I can't share the emoji. Sorry, can't share that. Anyway, thank you. Thanks for joining us this evening. Thanks to our featured venue this week, which is the wonderful. If every town had one, it would make our job so much easier, and Berwick has got one of the best of them with the Radio Rooms in Berwick. Thanks to Paul for inviting us to that yesterday. Tomorrow, what are we up to? Tomorrow, cutting across the country, we're off into the Glasgow area. We'll actually be in Cumbernauld Theatre on Friday. We're going to catch up with our good friends Cousty. I wonder if I can find the Cousty. Yes, I'm going to do that. I'm going to find the Cousty video and play out with that. Tomorrow we're at the Glad Cafe in Glasgow. Well, waiting for confirmation on that. I would imagine that we will be at the Glad Cafe in Glasgow for two of Scotland's finest singer-songwriters, Robin Adams, who's appeared in the Medicine Show before now, and so has Nicky Murray. They are a very strong bill together, and for a listening room in the Glad Cafe on the west side of Glasgow. We'll be catching up with them tomorrow. Let's see if we can find Cousty, me tapping away in the background. And Cousty UK Fest, there we go. So, right, I will have to go back and share. I'll just play it just now and share that page. Talking my way through this.
Before we go any further, I've got special because this acoustic.
had a dream to play good old rock and roll. But you take you to our place.